In over 3 decades, I've learned that truly great car dealerships are only great because of one thing: leadership. So I'm sitting down with the great men and women inspiring automotive on Tim Talks, automotive leadership and beyond. Welcome, everyone, to yet another episode of Tim Talks. And I will tell you that this one is special. You know, as we dive in, we always say no one's smarter than everyone. Let's get better together. And CarNow has given me a platform to obviously talk about the automotive space, obviously to hopefully inspire leaders across the country as we bring in the best of the best, the top 1% of their craft. I will tell you that I was so encouraged just a couple weeks ago as I have the privilege to introduce you to the next generation of automotive leaders. I had the privilege of speaking twice to the automotive class, the automotive chair, my friend Elgie at Northwood University, who I am proudly displaying here. And listen, sometimes, you know, you can write all your notes and you can set out, and I have my quiet time in the morning and I'm like, hopefully, God allow me to inspire others. But I tell you, I left encouraged by what's coming up in this industry and who's getting ready to take the reins, and inspired. And I thought it only suiting that I have the privilege and honor to introduce you just a little bit of what I saw at Northwood University. First of all, I want to introduce Elgie, who's become a dear friend of mine. You know, you hear good news and bad news about teachers and professors, but I can tell you firsthand at the dinners and lunches that we've had together, he is a human being that cares about his students. He cares about people. He cares about his industry. And quite frankly, decades and decades in the automotive space, bringing that knowledge to that university. So LG, let me just introduce the Tim Talk viewers to you, just a little bit about yourself and Northwood University.
I appreciate it, Tim. Thank you very much. It's a privilege and a blessing to be here today. Hello, podcast listeners and viewers. My name is Elgie Bright. I have the wonderful opportunity to be at Northwood University and chair the automotive department, be the industry chair. I have 42 years now since I graduated college. Some of my students are graduating. 1983 for me, I started in the automotive industry. The most significant piece, spent 10 years in retail and 22 years with General Motors, but the ultimate has been the last 14 years with Northwood University, and seeing the future leaders of this great industry, and not only the future leaders, but bringing in those industry experts and thought leaders to inspire them of what can be as they step out into this industry. And so I think Tim has said most of what I want to say, and that is that Tim represents the best of the best coming in front of the students, not only inspiring them, but to hear him say that he was inspired. I know that my students are showing him what they show me every day.
No, that's amazing. And I'm encouraged. And I know the students do this 15,500 times a year, but starting to your left, I believe, in the beautiful green sweater shirt. If you could just introduce yourself, and then we'll go all the way through. I want to get the listeners and viewers, if they happen to be in front of a computer, get to know you and what you are getting ready to do, what you're inspired to do.
Of course. Hello, my name is Brooke. I am a fourth year or senior here at Northwood University. Soon to be graduating, and I am looking forward to post-grad working for MEMA Aftermarket Suppliers as their manager of councils and engagement.
Awesome. And what was that company?
MEMA Aftermarket Suppliers.
Awesome. Thank you, Brooke.
All right. Good morning, Tim. My name is Chase. I'm a sophomore here studying automotive marketing and management. So I've had the privilege of having Elgie as my professor in many classes here. I work for the Penske Corporation currently for the past 5 years, and I'm going back to work for them again this summer for my internship and hopefully pursue a career with them when I graduate.
Amazing. I just left the, in fact, shout out to Brian Pash, the Digital Marketing Strategies Conference, one of the best conferences in the country. And I had the privilege multiple times to sit at the same table. I think we were missing one, but most of the marketing directors for Penske, and just not only brilliant, but just incredible human beings. Great. Awesome. Next.
Hi, I'm Julia Lees. I'm in my third year here at Northwood University, and I'm studying automotive marketing and management with a minor in finance. And this summer, I'm looking forward to interning with Ford.
Awesome. So, will you be going to Michigan? I mean, you're obviously in Michigan now. I was just there. I'm not that stupid, but yes, will you be there at the home office? Was my question. Awesome.
Yes, I will be. Looking
Awesome.
forward to it.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, and then good morning, everyone, and good morning, Tim. I'm Katrina Ness. I'm a third year as well at Northwood University, studying automotive marketing and management. And one of the wonderful, unique things about Northwood is they have this BBA MBA track where you can, leave college with 2 degrees in 4 years. So you get your undergraduate in 3, and then your master's, your last year of school. So I decided to hop on that. So I'll be walking at graduation with my undergraduate degree this Saturday, and then next year I'll be back for my master's degree. Northwood is super unique in terms of the different leadership opportunities and really creating a name and a face for yourself at such a young age and an early point in your career. So I have the privilege of being the general chair for the auto show here at Northwood. It'll be the 62nd one happening in September. And I'm excited to, kind of talk more about it when we get into leadership and those opportunities that we have here at Northwood.
That's amazing. Guys, it's funny. I had the privilege. Brian asked me to. They have this is some of the things I love about the Pashes at DMSC. They have a Sunday, because it's on Sunday morning, and regardless, he gives a platform for a Sunday morning service, and he asked me to give that talk, and I gave the story of you guys, and I talked about Northwood University, and literally there was a lady who was about my age who came up to me after, and she's like, "I can't believe you talked about Northwood University. I graduated there so many years ago." It's just so it was so cool to see. You guys are everywhere. You're everywhere. It's in this space. It's so cool. Okay, yes, sir. Next.
Well, hello, Tim. Thanks for having us on, and hello to everybody that's tuned in. My name is Colin. I'm a senior here at Northwood University, and I'll have the pleasure of going throughout all of my classes and years. These lovely people sitting here right next to me. I'll be walking across the stage next week for graduation with 2 of these individuals as well. I consider myself an experiential storyteller. I'm committed to the automotive industry. I'm looking to bring my my value, my skills to the dealerships because I want to learn everything and some other. Basically, at the end of the day, I just want to sit across from the table from somebody looking to either buy a car or make a deal, and just have them know that I'm the only person in the room that they should be sitting across from because I know everything that they need to know. So that's my hope. That's what I want to provide. On top of that, I've also been on the auto show board with every single one of the people that are sitting right next to me. We do some pretty amazing stuff here in Northwood, all centered around personal responsibility, discipline, accountability, and just some really awesome values and beliefs. So thank you so much for having us on. Can't wait to talk.
So Kyle, if I was to coach you on any,
Sorry about that.
What is it?
Colin.
Sorry. I wrote down Kyle. Colin. So Colin, if I was to coach you on anything, I think you need to work on your energy a little bit, and your enthusiasm and the way you embrace the crowd. Colin, let's just start with you. What do you have plans after graduation? What is your vision? You said you want to sit down, work a deal. Like, what is your vision? What do you want to do? When you think about, look, we always And I think I mentioned something very similar, and all this goes back to leadership, because even you sitting there right now, you're a leader. Number one, you're the leader of yourself, right? We talked about starting the day with gratitude. We talked about casting a vision, but at the same time, when you're sitting there and nobody's around and the cameras aren't on and LG is not in the class and you're at your dorm room or wherever you lay your head, you think about, man, it would be great. Like, what does that look like for you?
That's a really great question. And I think you're asking the right guy, because I have a lot of dreams and ideas for sure. When we talk about post-grad options, I'm actually really pleased to announce I just accepted an opportunity yesterday to work with Hendrick Automotive out in North Carolina, starting this summer. I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a blast. They have a management training program that I'm just all over. Can't wait to get started with that. And then, like, looking into the future, I've got so many plans. I'm thinking that, I'd be 5, 10, 15 years and then maybe get to management. I want to lead. I want to train people. I have such a big thing for youth development. I've worked with kids at summer camps. I just love to instill knowledge and wisdom and help bring people up. And on top of that, there's so much you can do with automotive. There's such an incredible industry, so many opportunities. I wouldn't mind being a speaker someday, or some kind of teacher in some capacity. I'd love to follow Elgie's footsteps, because he's a role model to me. As much as he says I am to others, I still think he's the king supreme. On top of that, but someday, maybe end of the career, I'm going to be the GM of the Detroit Pistons. Maybe I'll go into dealerships and acquisitions. I got a lot of thoughts, but I just want to make sure that I keep in mind that I'm a rookie forever. And on top of that, if I'm going to keep my mindset, I got to remember that I'm a buffalo heading into a storm, right? And all the cows, they run away from the storm because they're afraid of it. And they got to get away from it. But a buffalo knows that if you run through the storm, right? You run through it, you'll stay in it for less time. And at the same time, you get out on the other end sooner. So that's the kind of mentality that I keep, and staying that rookie forever. I think I'll do some pretty cool things. So, yeah.
Wow. I think Hendrick's getting a good one, LG. That's great. Listen, life. I gave the story of Ben Carson when we were there talking about your brain. You are what you think you are, right? I mean, they wrote in a book a long time ago, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And when your mind's set right every day, there is nothing you cannot do. Mrs. Ness, the world traveler, Mrs. Ness. So you did pop up on a couple feeds. Tell us a little bit about, I've seen you doing some work, I think, with Ted and what he's doing, and I want to talk about the auto show just a little bit, and then tell others what I know it's automotive marketing. I think you're already on your way, but let's start talking about what you're already doing now, as even before you've graduated.
Yeah, of course. You mentioned World Traveler. We recently got back from Sri Lanka. For those of you that have been active on LinkedIn and connect with any of us at Northwood, Elgie reposts a lot of it. So at Northwood, one of the things we've been getting into is a lot of experiential learning. And one of those experiences recently was going to Sri Lanka and doing an automotive OEM simulation where we got to manufacture new vehicles, and it was a lot of innovation, R&D, market research, everything like that to create the best possible brand. That's driven by values and what we stand for and kind of what we want to produce in the market we want to attack. So that was wonderful in terms of world traveling and kind of what we're getting involved in at Northwood. And then we have the auto show. As an automotive marketing and management major, this is a great opportunity to kind of work on a large project that not only benefits, what we're learning in the classroom and being able to put it into play in terms of leadership skills, even sales and everything like that, with selling different sponsorships and selling dealers the sign and everything like that. We're getting these opportunities to put on this auto show where we have over $60 million worth of assets on campus that weekend, free to the public to attend. and we just display every single car brand. So getting to do that and getting to work with an amazing team on that project is not only, so beneficial and, learning new valuable skills, but also meeting and learning about new people and building your network of connections so you can have endless post-grad opportunities. I know Colin was juggling for a long time. What does he want to do post-grad? Who does he want to work for? And it's not because he couldn't find anyone. It's because everyone found him and he was almost overflooded with options, and he landed in an amazing place. And I know he's going to do amazing things, just as one example of a stellar student here at Northwood.
That is amazing. What are the dates? What is the date of the auto show?
Yeah, it's September 19th through the 21st. Usually it's around the first week of October, but it'll be moved up this year, which is nice in terms of our Michigan weather. So we'll get the last bit of summer and hoping for the niceness of the weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to have to definitely put that down on my calendar. Elgie, don't let me forget. We're going to have to figure something out there.
Wonderful.
Amazing, Katrina. Thank you. Pretty exciting stuff as the opportunities, the cool thing about Northwood, one of the cool things as I was thinking about it, and my son just graduated from ASU and he's killing it and he's doing a really good job. But you have so many people that have walked through the minefield. You might have, and I'm not being ugly, but at other universities, people that haven't been in the market for 3 decades or done what they're teaching on, or never even sold a car or done anything. And the fact that you guys are literally, the top 1%ers are pouring into you is pretty stinking phenomenal. And I'm hooked. So I don't know, LG might need to brush me away, but I see more Northwood University gear in my future. Julia. Automotive marketing. Talk now. What year? So tell our listeners, what year are you again? I forgot to write that down, or I can't read my own writing.
Of course. I'm in my 3rd year, so I'm a junior here. So I still got 1 more year left.
Awesome. And you said you want to get into, you're in marketing. Again, same question I asked Colin. What are your thoughts? Where do you want to go? Obviously, in marketing, is it with with a tier 3 company? Is it with the OEM? Is it on the dealer side? Like, what is your dream vision, or is that already planned out? And I just missed it and didn't write that down either.
No, that's a great question. I mean, honestly, I don't have a set in stone plan. I think, just like LG was telling us a few moments ago, you miss every opportunity you don't take. So yep. I hope to, stay on the corporate side of things with the OEM, like I will be with Ford this summer. So kind of just following that path and, taking advantage of every opportunity that comes my way and, making the most of it, and everything happens for a reason. So I believe that I'll end up where I'm supposed to be one day, no matter how I end up getting there. And it'll be great. And I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
And Julia truly does it all. She is a finance minor as well. And she also does PR for the auto show. So she's been getting a lot of good experiential learning with the marketing side of it and doing all that and, making those connections and figuring out what she wants to do post-grad.
Yes. Yeah, and being with, the auto show as well. I mean, that's such a great experience, and you meet so many, automotive professionals. I mean, even just in LG's classrooms too. We have so many guest speakers, and the connections at Northwood are just so amazing. They truly are.
It is truly amazing. I mean, that's why I want to do everything I can to shout it from the mountaintops, because quite frankly, it's, on the other side, I'm a long way from college, but at the same time, it's very difficult for companies to find good humans. I mean, I'm just telling you, it is. And most people, unfortunately, in every industry, but especially automotive, y'all, I'm just telling you, I go from dealership to dealership to dealership. And when I say these words out of my mouth, heads start to nod. And it's the top 1%, the Fletcher Jones of the world that are hungry and they're the best at what they do, and the biggest Mercedes store and the biggest Audi store and everything they do. They're constantly trying to get better versus the person that, let's just say, is several tiers down that they're the smartest person in the room. But here's the thing. Most people in this industry go to work to wait. They don't go to work to work. Salespeople go in, smoking, joking, arrive at 8:50. By 9:15, after they scroll through their phone, what are we going to do for lunch? They go to work to wait. And it's amazing how lucky you become when you just work. When you just work. It's absolutely phenomenal. Julia, I am extremely excited to watch your career path. I can't wait. We'll get on here, next semester, possibly do this again, maybe do an update. But I am extremely excited to have a front row seat now I have courtside tickets to your journey. Chase, you're not getting off the hook, Chase. Penske, what an incredible organization, great humans. Talk to us. Tell me, what made you decide Penske? What inspires you? What is encouraging you about the next chapter of your life? Take us down that road a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. So I actually worked for a family-owned dealer back when I was in high school in Metro Detroit. And we ended up getting bought out by Penske a couple of years ago. And it's been such an amazing experience, going from smaller family-owned dealership and then getting to experience working for one of the biggest dealer groups in the country. And I met so many amazing people. That's kind of how I found out about Northwood as well, through the corporation, because automotive was always just a hobby for me. Working for the family dealership, it was just kind of like, a part-time job, get me through high school. And then once I started working for them and seeing all the different tiers of the automotive industry, I thought, you know what, I want to do this for the rest of my life. I want this to be my career, because there are so many different paths you can go into in the automotive industry, especially with a big corporation like that, like finance, and accounting, and marketing, and all that stuff. So I mean, it is amazing, and their values really align with the values of Northwood, which I love. Like Roger has a saying, it's his most famous, that effort equals results, and that really aligns with the Northwood idea that you get what you work for, and like you say, Northwood students, we don't go to work to wait, we go to work to work. Mm-hmm. So that's why I love that corporation. It's been amazing.
I mean, seriously, just amazing humans, and people scratch their head. How is this stuff? It's leadership, and oh, by the way, it's leadership, which breeds culture. So that's phenomenal. Brooke, the amazing Brooke, in the beautiful green shirt. The amazing, wonderful Brooke. Talk to me, Brooke. I'm excited about watching you and seeing your career. Talk to us a little bit about what excites you about the next step and where you are about to go.
Yeah, of course, Tim. Before I do that, I'd actually love to also highlight my time at Northwood.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I've had so many opportunities as a student here to not only be an ambassador of Northwood University, but to be an ambassador of myself. I've learned a number of lessons from this man right here, but also from my peers as well, and even from my own self. Lots of self-reflection, just understanding what it is that Northwood has taught me, but also where Northwood is leading me to. And so moving forward with that, I am very excited to be working for MEMA, which for those who don't know is a Vehicle Suppliers Association. And with my future role working full-time with them, I am very honored to have this opportunity to work for them full-time, as I've been an intern with them since 2023, which again has been brought on by Elgie, Mr. Bright over here. But I am looking forward to just making headway within this amazing industry, and just learning from the best of the best, the industry leaders who have been a part of the automotive aftermarket industry, the automotive industry for a number of years, and just to learn from them and their skills and abilities.
That's just, LG, it's almost like you know what you're doing.
I think it might be the opposite, Tim. Because I don't know what I'm doing, I'll say yes to everything, and I just get some amazing students that have got my back.
I also communicated this when I was there. A leader, and I asked whether they did or not. I asked your students to write it down, but it's so evident here. A leader should not be judged on what they do, but what people do because of them. A leader should not be judged on what they do, but what people do because of them. And you have 5 great young, full of fire students that I'm assuming they weren't born that way. You know, maybe there's certain traits and certain things that we're born with, but we need people. We need coaches, y'all. We need coaches. I'm in Georgia, so I can say y'all. We need coaches in our lives to lift us up. Michael Jordan, he's the GOAT, by the way. Don't give me the LeBron crap. Michael Jordan had a coach. In fact, loved his coach and left when his coach left. Like we all, no matter how good we are, never, ever, ever stop learning. You know, that's the tagline of this show is no one is smarter than everyone. When we think we've got it all figured out, that's when bad things happen. That's when pride, and that's when we start falling off. So I would encourage all of you to continue to, no matter how successful you are, have a coach, have somebody pouring into you. I want to open this one up, and we don't have a buzzer, but I want, if you're talking to a student, and this could be any of you guys, just speak, but if you're talking to a high school student that's considering Northwood, what would you say to that student? Anyone?
I'll say something pretty quick. So I do tour guiding here at Northwood because I had a really awesome tour guide my first year. He just really gave me the vision of what I could have. And 2 simple things, right? One is opportunity, because this school provides so much. And it's not just there's a certain level of prestige in terms of companies that look at Northwood. They like to hire from Northwood because they know that we pump out quality students. But it's just the opportunity that's offered here on campus. Somebody was just saying the other day, we have such a treat to have the president of the university. He's just outside shaking hands with students. Like he's walking on campus saying hello, and he's just constantly surrounded by us. So, you know, there's all levels of this university can speak to a student. You can go and you can start a new program. You can start a new club. If you got an idea, you can make it happen. There's not a bunch of walls to burst through to get something done. So there's definitely opportunity for a student. If you want to make something happen, you can have it here. And I think that's pretty extraordinary compared to many other schools. And that's then good. On top of that is, thank you. And then 2 is tools. Tools is huge. I think all of us are really fantastic relationship builders. We can start off a conversation and immediately get somebody into it. But at the same time, we also have ways to pilot that. And Elgie teaches emotional intelligence, critical thought among all of our professors. I mean, a guy that's got many years in the game, we also have other professors that have a lot of experience in their own rights. So they all speak to us on experience, give us just tools from their time, and we practice them in real-time environments like this right here. And it's something that any student coming to this school can see the value in afterwards.
That's good stuff. Katrina, if you could go back as a senior self and talk to freshman self, what would you say?
Keep doing what you're doing, excel, and put yourself in the right places. Be a star student from day one. If you show up in Elgie's office, he will throw any opportunity at you, and then you just got to follow through with it and show him that you're good people and you're excelling in life and you're excelling at Northwood. There's so many opportunities to grow and to flourish at the school where you can be, that big fish in this little pond at Northwood. And I think that's, one of the greatest opportunities that the school offers. So just as a freshman, if I were to talk to myself, or if I were to go back and advise high school students, just knowing that those opportunities are there and you can really put yourself out there and excel in your career and make stuff happen.
That is absolutely amazing. Elgie, I'm going to let you land the plane, and then I'm going to give some final thoughts, and we'll go from there. What would you like to say to these students, to people that are the time is yours. We'll take a couple minutes, whether it's people considering Northwood, about what's happening there. Just the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Tim. All I would say is, if you've listened to this for the past half hour, you could see why Northwood is a special place. It's great that I've had the experience I've had, but I tell the students all the time, no one's coming looking for me. They're looking for you. And so if I can spend a few minutes investing in your life, to coach and counsel and just allow you to be who you are, I mean, it'll be special, not only for me, and it is, but for any company looking to hire great folks. You want better results, get better teams. And for any students that are considering Northwood University, you too can be like these students sitting here. You can have those wonderful experiences. But more than anything, you can lead. If you're the kind of person that likes energetic, enthusiastic, really cool experiences, then we would love to partner with you in the next 3, 4, 5 years of your life to help make some of those dreams come true. The final thing is, for them and for these students here, you get to meet wonderful people like Tim Cox. And I don't know how many of the students, and we had 50 students between two classes, came up to me and said, can we have more inspirational messages like that? Yes, I was hurt a little bit because I'm with them every day, but to know that we've got just a wonderful thought leader, a subject matter expert, and somebody willing to invest and inspire, that's meaningful for me. So that's the connection. That's the full circle, is that when we come together here in Midland, Michigan, amazing things can happen. It happens now, and it could happen in the future. We do a camp on campus, and for 14 to 17-year-old students, we take those 50 students and just say, hey, whether you want to be a designer, an engineer, manufacturing, or maybe you want to get into marketing and management, here are some wonderful opportunities. Here's some wonderful relationships. So, Tim, thank you for what you do every day. And thank you, not only, you heard me say, I mean, not only you have a day job and you're doing wonderful things, but to give back as you do. Your company has an amazing scholarship here that makes it affordable for students. We can't say enough about our relationship and the things that it means to all of us. So that's the way I would land the plane. I know that I learned from the master who does this every week. The last thing, I know I said it was the last thing, but you all ought to be listening to Tim talk. You want some inspiration while you're working out, while you're walking, while you're meditating. Tim talks.
Thank you, and thank you, students. Thank you, Brooke, Chase, Julia, Katrina, and Coleman. Listen, I am inspired. Like I am truly encouraged by this next generation. I want to leave you with something. If I could pour into you just a little bit. I saw, I think it was an Instagram post, or it might have been on Facebook, I don't know. And there was a lady, I think she was in her 80s, and they were talking about, what would you do if you could go back to your 20-year-old self? And what she said, it rocked me a little. So as you get ready to get out of school life into life school, which it is, we're constantly learning. You know, this lady said, if I was to go back to my 20-year-old self, I would stop saying, I can't wait until I get my driver's license. I can't wait until I get married. I can't wait until I get, and by the time you're my age, she said, you're continuing to wait for something else. Maybe it's a promotion, or maybe it's getting married, or maybe it's more money, or you're constantly, there's nothing wrong with goals, but when you're not living, like we talked to you when we were in the class, just for today, making today the best it can, making this podcast the best it can, the people around you, pouring into others. When you wake up, don't worry about, I can't wait until. Life will be so much easier until when this happens. Life is between your ears. And if you wake up grateful, if you charge the day just for today, treating people as though they are more important than you, guys, with the basic skills, how bright you are, how encouraging, how you've encouraged me. I've got my popcorn. I've got my courtside seats. I'm going to be I am your biggest cheerleader. We are going to put a link. If you want more information on Northwood University and the automotive program there, we are going to put a link at the bottom of this podcast. As always, guys, this is nothing. I got a lot going on. I'm planes, trains, and automobiles. I know a lot of you guys are too. But as we said, I'm on the back nine, and I want to pour into people, and hopefully this has made a difference. But please, we are going to put the link in there for the information about Northwood. Please download, follow us, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts. Please follow us at Tim Talks Leadership and beyond. I can't thank you enough, Northwood students. I can't thank you enough, my dear friend Elgie. And as we always say, listen, no one is smarter than everyone. Let's just keep getting better together. Until next time.